Hey there, welcome to my channel. So are you someone who has just started using VBA macros to perform their monotonous task? And as we all know that macros is the best way to perform any monotonous task in the most fast way. So let me share you some quick tricks of macros that will help you in running your macros efficiently. So yeah, without wasting time, let's check out those tricks. So yeah, whenever you are starting to work on any kind of macros, make sure that three checks are enabled in your Excel. So the very first check is enabling the developer tab. So usually in most of the Excels, this developer tab is not enabled. We have to enable this tab. So for enabling this developer tab, you have to go to options. After going to options, you have to go to customize ribbon, and in the customize ribbon on this side, you will see your developer tab would be unticked. So once you take this tab and click on OK, this developer tab will pop up and you can perform every macros functionality from this ribbon. Secondly, you have to check your trust centers in the Excel. The trust centers are basically necessities which helps in performing the macros in the most efficient way. So once again, you will go to options. Then you will go to your trust centers. Post that, you have to go to trust center settings. In that, you have to go to macro settings, and once you go to macro settings, you will see these four settings and these two. So I usually click on enable VBA macros, but you can take this disable VBA macro except digitally signed macros. So I usually enable because I use on the files that are that are outside my source also. So these are some checks that you need to perform. Then the one more check is that whenever you're running any macros, your file extension should be of the macro enabled one. Because if your file is saved in the extension, which is usually a normal workbook, then the macro is not going to run. So for that thing, you have to save your file, save as. Then you have to just choose your location where you have to choose, save your file, and then from the Excel drop down, the save type as. Usually, you will be having the Excel workbook, or if it's something downloaded, then you will be having the CSV, that is the comma separated values. But yeah, for running the macros, your Excel extension should be Excel macro enabled workbook. Once you click this and save as this one, your it is good to go. So now you can run your macros efficiently. But before enabling trust centers, make sure that if you disable all macros without notification, this is for only users that use the macros with a less period of time. Like I hardly use only for one single sheet, or how in a span of 3 months or 4 months. So on that span, then disable all macros without notification. So it is something that is used by most default users that are mostly highly working on macros or the VBA. Then comes disable all macros except digitally signed. So here the security level is high because you are only working on the macros that are having digitally signed, or they are having their proper sources or the proper accounts that are safe for the users. Then comes enable all macros. Once you enable these macros, then you are able to run macros that are from the outside your source, and it can run on a laptops also. But basically the major drawback is that the security level is quite low, and it can corrupt your laptop also, and there are many other threats also, because you are downloading a file from unknown source and you never know how this thing comes up. So yeah, make sure you are having these things whenever you are performing any work on macros. Apart from that, for a much clarity, I will mention all these steps in the description box of my video. So do check them and do follow me for more such videos.